So I've been on this treadmill bike for about 8 minutes because I did record a previous video to this. It was 8 minutes long. I was chatting a lot of shit. So I just said, you know what, let me just start recording again. Let me be a bit more raw. And I've already burnt 112 calories on this bike and it doesn't even feel like it. But anyway, while I'm on this bike, what I kind of want to talk about today was how fucking easy it is to get into shape. Like, I don't want to be arrogant. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to let anyone think or feel down in some sort of way like, oh, I'm not in shape. This fucking random kid on the internet saying it's extremely easy. But by the end of this video, I can guarantee you that you're going to have a completely different outlook on how to actually get fit and how to basically achieve the dream body that you want, right? Whether you want to lose fat, whether you want to build muscle, it's all the exact same shit. Like, it's so fucking easy, but people just overcomplicate everything on the internet. So yeah, let's dive straight into it. If you do need help with any of these things, if you do need help losing body fat, building muscle, then do message me the word GO, G-O, on Instagram, and I'll give you more information on how you can drop 20 to 40 pounds in the next 90 days, right? What I'm basically going to do is I'm going to talk about my story, my journey over the past 6 or 7 months, and how I've basically gone from an extremely scrawny kid, very skinny, very scrawny, no strength, nothing, to basically what I am now. When I first started, a lot of people were telling me to achieve your dream body, it's going to take 2-3 years maybe. I showed them some images, guys on social media that I kind of looked up to. And 6-7 months ago, it looked impossible. It looked very, very difficult. It looked like a 2 to 3 year journey, right? But fast forward 6-7 months later, I feel like I've even overcome some of the physiques that I've looked up to. And I'm now moving on to an even higher caliber of physiques or fitness, if that kind of makes sense, right? So I guess the first lesson I wanted to take from that is don't give a fuck what anyone says. Obviously, you do need to be realistic to an extent, but you don't underestimate what you can do, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about is obviously why I started in the gym. Like I said, I was a very skinny, scrawny kid. So I'm going to see it somewhere on the screen now. I was running a marketing agency, and I was running also an e-commerce business. Those weren't really doing anything. Like, I lacked confidence. I hated doing sales calls. I hated being on camera, everything like that. I just felt like an imposter, to be honest. I didn't feel like I belonged at all. And that's kind of the root of why I even started to go to the gym, right? I wanted to feel more masculine. I wanted to fit in more. And I wanted to build confidence, discipline, consistency in other areas of my life. So I thought, if I can do it to my body, then there's no way I can't do it to something non-tangible, if that makes sense, right? So that's kind of my motivation behind starting gym, is I wanted to build these disciplines in other areas of my life. And then it just evolved into this love for fitness, love for going to the gym, love for basically setting new records. Like, every week, me and my friend would try to beat each other's bench records. For example, we started at less than 60 kg bench, which is 135 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. And 7 months later, I'm almost on 3 bench plate, which is almost 315 pounds, 140 kg, right? I did, at the beginning, fall into a lot of beginner traps. For example, overtraining. A lot of people would go into the gym, do 5 exercises for every single body part, right? 5 chest, 5 shoulders, 5 triceps on a push day. And that's kind of something I was doing as well. But what I realized is, and what I learned over time, is that is not optimal at all. I hate science training. I hate science-based fitness influencers, everything. Like Jeff Nippard, all these people can fuck off, honestly. What they do, what they teach is very beneficial, but at the same time, I feel like they overcomplicate things way too far, to the point where it stops people like me and you from taking action, right? If you are currently stuck, it's probably because of all the misinformation on the internet, right? It makes it seem like it's too hard to achieve the physique you want, it's too hard to lose fat, you need to do all these new techniques, etc. When that's not the case. Another thing I kind of fell into is good form, sorry. Bad form is nothing now. Like, I barely ever see anyone with bad form in the gym. Like, it's literally the first day walking into the gym, they already know how to do bicep curls, like strict bicep curls and stuff like that. The issue is with very good form, actually. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck is the guy talking about? But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people end up focusing far too much on form, which is something I also did at the start, where it didn't let me progressive overload, right? So instead, I have this semi-viral Instagram video where I said, it was something like you stopped focusing on your form and your muscles build up, right? And it's very true, because what I see a lot of people do is they focus too much on the form that they forget the most important thing, which is weight under tension, right? And what actually helps you grow is challenging your muscles to grow, right? And you can't really challenge your muscles to grow with 2 kg 2 kg lateral raises, 2 kg curls, if you're so strict on your form. So instead, what I learned to do is be less harsh on my form, but focus more on the weight that I'm pushing. So the highest weight possible, close to failure, in the 6 to 12 rep range, and you're good to go, is basically what I've learned, right? And obviously not everyone's going to be starting from a point where I started from, where I started skinny. A lot of people might be starting with a lot of belly fat on them, maybe overweight even, from obviously all the years we've neglected our physiques and our fitness and stuff like that. But what I really learned is, no matter if you're losing weight or you're putting on muscle or mass, you can basically eat whatever the fuck you want, right? And at the end of the day, it's only going to come down to a few things. If you're bulking, you want to be in a calorie surplus, which means eating more than your maintenance calories. And if you're losing weight, you just want to be in a calorie deficit. I'm going to talk all about basically losing weight on another video, the most effective ways to do it, because I'm currently in a calorie deficit. I'm currently on my very first cut, and I'm already down 5 kilograms in the first 2 weeks, right? Which is unheard of in the fitness space, to be honest. A lot of people say lose 0.5 kg, go on a 16-week bulk, go on a 16-week cut, etc. That's bullshit. You don't want to do that. And I'll get into that in another video, because I don't want to make this one too long. And the reason I feel like I've gained the fat that I have to the point where I do need to cut is a few mistakes I made when I was bulking. For example, like I said, you can't eat whatever you want, but at the same time, you need to have moderation, right? For example, if you're bulking, you don't want to eat more than a gram of fat per body weight. So if you're 80 kg, you don't want to eat more than 80 kg in fat per day, or else that'll really stack up, right? And what I used to do to add just calories is I used to have basically protein shakes. I mixed everything in them. I used to put olive oil in them, and that olive oil itself, just for the day, added about 45 grams of fat. So as you can see, it stacks out very fast, and that olive oil basically did nothing for me. It didn't have any nutrition, any protein, nothing like that. It was just pure calories that I just wanted to get in just to dirty bulk, right? Like I said, those were kind of the main lessons I learned in the first 6 months of training. The main lessons I kind of learned bulking in the first 6 months. Nutrition is very important. It's about 80% of what you do. But at the same time, you can kind of eat whatever you want. And like I said, I'll get into all that stuff in another video. But yeah, fast forward 6-7 months later, what fitness has actually helped me do is, one, build up the confidence. I don't know if you can tell through the camera or not, but I am a lot more confident than I used to be. The e-commerce business that I was running, I sold. I'm currently closing, I think the last deal I closed at $14,000 on a marketing agency deal that we have. And that's something I never ever thought I would do. Like, I used to charge $1,000, $2,000 max, and I was extremely terrified of even pitching that type of price, right? But now, obviously, like I said, I'm in the shape that I want to be. Maybe not the shape I want to be, I still have a bit more way to go in my opinion, but I'm in a lot better shape than when I started. I have no longer experienced imposter syndrome, right? Imposter syndrome used to kill me back then. Today, it's basically a thing of the past, right? And not only that, but I've also attracted a very beautiful woman that is currently my girlfriend. And all of these things I feel like is a result of getting into shape, right? So all these things are a result of getting into shape. Attracting the woman I want, being confident, being disciplined, being better at closing, all these things basically just stem from fitness, right? So it's such a powerful thing. When you focus on your body, when you focus on self-improvement, everything else falls into place, right? There's this saying, I think from Elon Musk, where he says people tend to overthink what they can do in 10 years, but underthink about what they can do in a year. But 6 months, no one knew you could do this much in 6 months, right? No one knew you could develop such a different physique in 6 months, sell a business in 6 months, start closing from 1K deals to 14K deals in 6 months, so much can change in such a short amount of time. It's just all about the mindset, right? And that's kind of the main thing that I've kind of understood from this journey, right? So what's next for me, in my opinion? I'm currently on my first cut, like I said. The clothes that I work with my marketing agency in the fitness business, if you do end up booking a call at any time, you'll probably speak to Brandon. Brandon is actually a coach as well in the fitness business with me, and he has a ton of experience with all sorts of walks in fitness, right? If it's bulking, if it's losing fat, if it's building muscle, he knows everything there is to know about fitness, right? And I think that's definitely also helped me in my fitness journey, especially now that I'm kind, to basically lose 5 kilograms in 2 weeks. So yeah, having, I guess, a person there who knows what to do, who has been through what you want to go through, is very, very important. And obviously Brandon is that person for me. He's just that person for a lot of clients that we work with. And a lot of the people you see on, if you go on my Instagram highlights, a lot of these people have worked with Brandon, have a lot of good things to say about Brandon. But yeah, having that one person in your corner who you can always rely on, who's always keeping you accountable, is very, very important in my opinion. And as I kind of progress through this cut, he's also going to be someone I kind of rely on, even though to an extent I know what I'm doing. To an extent, I feel like there is always an air of doubt when you're doing something, right? So no matter how much of an expert you think you are, no matter how much money you're making, no matter how big you get in terms of your physique, how muscular you get, how many years of experience you have, there's always an air of doubt that is there something I'm missing? Is there something I don't know? Like that, there's always something more to know. There's always that fear of, I don't really know what I'm doing, right? So always having that person in your corner, no matter how much you know, will always kind of make you feel more relaxed, more like you're on the ball, you're actually making progress, etc. And as I kind of go from 82 kg to 70 kg, which is the goal, that should be here in about 5 to 6 weeks, hopefully. I'm gonna have obviously Brandon and other people in my corner to basically help me through that, right? But yeah, just to kind of wrap up this video, that's basically how I add 10 kilograms of muscle in 6 to 12 months, right? The first 6 months I bulked from 63 kg to 83 kg, from 60 kg to 83 kg, sorry. And now I'm coming from about 83 kg to 70 kg, which is a net total of about 10 kilograms, right? So that's how I add 10 kilograms of pure muscle in the span of basically 8 to 12 months, right? And it's why I want you to understand how fucking easy it is to get into shape. Like I said, I'm gonna make more videos on strictly fitness, dieting, nutrition, losing weight, etc. But that's literally all it took me, right? It took me the mindset to first want to work on myself, right? I wanted to improve myself. I wanted to build that discipline. I wanted to build that consistency. That was the first thing. Second thing, learning that form not as important as people make it out to be. What really matters is progressive overload. So how much weight you're pushing, how close to failure you're going in the 6 to 12 rep range. I'd go slightly lower reps for compound exercises, slightly higher reps for isolation exercises. Third thing is nutrition. If you're bulking, you want to eat in a calorie surplus. If you're kind, you want to eat in a calorie deficit. And number 4 is literally just consistency. Just stay consistent for a matter of 3 to 6 months. And there's literally no reason at all why you should not be able to achieve what you want to achieve, right? If you don't, then there's something you've done wrong out of those 4 steps. And yeah, if you need help figuring it out, just DM me and I'll be more than happy to basically assess your situation, see what's wrong, what's working, and basically give you a plan, right, to move forward and reach the physique you want. So at the end of the day, my goal is basically to help as many people as I can cut through the noise that's on social media. There's so many fitness influencers nowadays, PTs, online coaches that even look like they need online coaching themselves, who are just making bullshit videos talking about this is what you need to do to lose fat, this is what you need to do to build muscle, when in fact all you really need to do is those 4 things I mentioned earlier. Obviously there are nuances and stuff to them, but what I want you to do is DM me the word go, literally just GO, DM me the word go, and I'll give you more information about how you can lose 20 to 40 pounds in the next 90 days. And that's guaranteed as well, by the way. If you don't lose 20 to 40 pounds, then clearly we don't know what we're talking about. But I can literally guarantee you, you will 100% lose 20 to 40 pounds if you follow exactly what it is we tell you to do. So like I said, give me the word go, and I'll see you on the inside.